Today we're going to be making a Japanese curry in our Instant Pot. We're going to be making it with chicken, potatoes, and carrots. You can find one of these Japanese curry pastes in your store. It doesn't have to be this brand. There's also a brand called Vermont Curry. This is just our family favorite, so I've been using this for over 20 years. So let me show you what it looks like. It's delicious chicken thighs with carrots and potatoes. It's just so comforting. So come along with me and let's make some Japanese curry in our Instant Pot together.
Let's take a look at the ingredients needed to make this recipe. To begin, you're going to need 3 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs, 1 to 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 box 7.8 ounces of golden curry sauce mix. Now this is medium hot, but they also have mild and hot, so you pick your spice level. 2 cans of low sodium chicken broth. This is optional, but I like to use some ginger paste, about a tablespoon. 3 carrots, 2 medium russet potatoes, 1 large yellow onion, and about 6 cloves of garlic, some salt and pepper to taste. Let's start preparing our vegetables. I take my carrots and I always chop off both ends, peel them well. Once they're all peeled, I'm going to use my knife and cut the slices on an angle. Now these slices are not going to be too thin because I don't want them to be overcooked and soggy when they're in the Instant Pot. The slices are about 1/4 inch thick. To prepare the onion, I cut off both ends, take off the peel, and you can cut this into large chunks if you like your onion that way in your curry, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of make mine into large diced pieces. That's just the way my family members like it. Now I'm going to put the vegetables in a plate, move on to the potatoes. I'm going to peel them after I've washed them, and these are going to be cut into big chunks. I cut each half into about 8 pieces. And if you like more potato, you could add more potato to your recipe. One thing about the potato is it will help thicken your sauce. Now I'm going to prepare my garlic, peeling off the skin. You can use jarred garlic if you have that. I had fresh on hand, so I'm going to go ahead and get out my garlic press and make fresh minced garlic. If you do use the pre-minced jar garlic, it'll come to about 2 tablespoons. If you don't like that much garlic, just put in 1. Now I'm going to move on and prepare my chicken. One thing you'll notice is I always prepare my vegetables first and then my raw meat. This way I only have to use 1 cutting board. If I happen to use the cutting board on the raw meat first, then I'd want to switch for the vegetables for a fresh cutting board. So this just saves me some time. So I cut off any excess fat and then I cut my chicken into bite-sized pieces. Also, if you don't want to cut it into bite-sized pieces, you can go ahead and leave them as whole boneless, skinless thighs. This is more of a traditional way to have your curry where there's bite-sized pieces of vegetables and meat in the curry sauce. After we're done with the chicken, we move on to the Instant Pot. So I'm going to plug in my Instant Pot, hit the saute button, and allow it to warm up a bit. Once it warms up, it says hot. It's time to start putting in our oil. So I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon or so of oil. Let this sit for about 30 seconds to a minute to let the oil heat up. Start putting in your onion. And we're going to saute the onion a little bit. You only need to cook your onion for about 2 to 3 minutes. You're just going to let it start sweating in the oil. You don't need to cook it all the way till it's completely translucent because it will still cook when we have the pot under pressure. When your onions look like this, we're ready to move on to the next step. Add all the rest of the ingredients. So I'm going to add in my garlic, add in my ginger paste, Give it a good stir. These are the aromatics. You just want them to release their aroma before we move on to the next step. We're going to add in the raw chicken that have been cut up. I like to put lots of pepper in my curry. This is a personal preference. You'll see me pepper my curry quite a bit throughout the recipe, and I also am adding about a teaspoon of salt. Now, you may not want to add the salt till after the sauce is done to see how you like it. I'm also going to add in my carrots and my potatoes and give it a good mix. Make sure everything's thoroughly incorporated. I'm going to add in my 2 cans of low sodium chicken broth. Stir it one more time and just ensure that you do not exceed the maximum fill line. You'll see I'm going to point with it with my wooden spoon, and you'll see that I am below the maximum fill line. Now that everything's in the Instant Pot, we're going to put on our lid, lock it into place, ensure our vent is set to sealing, hit cancel, hit pressure cook, and we're going to pressure cook it on high for 5 minutes. And don't forget to factor in about 10 to 15 minutes for it to come to pressure. After it's cooked for 5 minutes, you'll see the sign that says L000. That's natural pressure. So we're going to let it sit under a natural pressure release for 10 minutes, and this is what your display will look like. I carefully moved my valve to venting, and now I'm just waiting for my pin to drop. I'm waiting for the rest of the pressure to be released from the pot. Once the pin drops, then I know it's safe to open up the lid. And this is what it looks like. So I'm going to use a slotted spoon and remove all of the vegetables and meat out of the pot and into a bowl so I can work on finishing the sauce. After all the vegetables and meat are removed, I'm going to hit cancel and put my saute feature back on to allow the sauce to start boiling. I'm going to go ahead and add in my curry paste. And you may ask why I didn't add this in before, and it's because I didn't want to get a burn error, and I think there's a lot more richness in the flavor of the sauce if you do this afterwards. So you want to put in your chunks of curry paste sauce, have it simmer in your pot until it thickens up and looks like this. Also, if your sauce doesn't get this thick, take a chunk of potato or 2 and mash it up really well and blend it into the sauce. It'll help thicken it up. Once your sauce is complete, you add in the cooked vegetables and cooked chicken. Stir it carefully because you don't want to break up all the vegetables. You want to be gentle. Let it simmer just to warm thoroughly. And your curry is complete. And you can serve this over steamed rice. It's just amazing. So now I'm going to turn off my Instant Pot and plate up my food. There you have it. Japanese chicken curry made in the Instant Pot. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give my video a thumbs up and comment down below. If you would like to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell to be informed when my next video is available. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.